Title 42 has a temporary stay. What does it mean for your county?
What it means to me, and I've said this before, is this is an opportunity for state, local, and federal to pause for a minute, understand that we have a problem on our border. Let's collectively come together and find best solutions under this stay right now with this court order.
What is the concern if it's lifted in 2023?
Well, we're already in a crisis. I mean, that's supported through non-political stats. It's bipartisan oversight. We know there's a problem on our borders. It's been like this for the last 22 months. We have to engage it collectively, set the politics aside, and let's find solutions that are best for our communities, best for our state, and best for our country.
How does the county respond? What are some of those solutions?
For us, we've already been very innovative when it comes to working with partnerships here with our federal border patrol agents, our state, and also our local law enforcement community members. We're very transparent on what we do down here. We also enforce the laws, enforce the rule of law, that if we catch you, there's a consequence for doing that action under the new state smuggling law. We also hold them accountable that we keep saying this, and I keep saying it, this is a vacation destination, not a crime destination, and we want people to understand that.
Do you have enough resources to respond?
We're doing all right, and thanks to the state of Arizona, Governor Ducey, we're doing all right. We want to continue that partnership with our state, our new governor coming in, and we also want to continue. We want a partnership with our federal government, from Washington, D.C., the leadership within Congress. When all three governments can work together, that's when the success comes through.
Is there any frustration with the federal government?
I'm very frustrated with the federal government and the fact that we have no engagement with them. Like Title 42, I don't even know what their operational plan is. Nobody does. So right now we're down here. It's almost we're the forgotten border in America. We're part of America, and this is America's border. We got to stand united, local, state, and federal. And right now we're not hearing anything from the federal government on what is their plan. How do we complement their plan? But you can't complement something when you don't know it. So we'll continue doing everything we can with the limited resources we have, the community support that we share, and we'll keep doing the right thing.
Despite the social postings, seeing more teens recruited from other states, kind of explain what that is with human smuggling?
Social media is the recruiting platform for smugglers, for both juveniles and adults. We see them from all over the country, primarily coming out of the Phoenix area. However they get to Phoenix, coming down here, smuggling. It's greed game. It's international crime. And what I mean by that is, when we first started this back in March, it was like $1,000 per person to drive them from Cochise County to Maricopa County. That's up to around $3,000 per person right now. That's why I call it a greed game. So that's attracting, sadly, it's attracting young kids, teenagers to come here. A couple weeks ago, we had a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old driving a car with 4 migrants that came across the border illegally. You got to ask the question, Mom and Dad, where's your kids? We don't want them to come here. We want them to come here with you and enjoy our county, not to come here and be vulnerable to a criminal international organization.
How do you curb the tactic of the social media and getting those kids, making, I don't know, you can make $20,000 in a haul, maybe?
We're fighting money. We're fighting greed. I mean, that's how they're attracting them. And we know young people and adults they spend a lot of time on social media. So they're getting recruited there. They're coming down here to Cochise County and other counties to partake in this. So we've done education, we've done awareness. And simply put is, if you come down here and you partake in this and you violate the state laws that I can enforce, we'll charge you. We have a zero tolerance approach on that. So we don't want kids involved in criminal activity. We want them enjoying teenage life that's safe. And this is not safe.
But that money's a draw. Wow.
It is. It's a competition right now. And that's where I need the federal government's support. I need their resources, their messaging with ours. If we can collect the messaging, and if everybody can set their politics aside, the opinions aside, and for elected leaders quit worrying about being reelected and stand by the oath, and that is, let's make our communities safer on the border, let's make our state safer, and let's make our country safer. But we got to do that collectively. We can't have diverse messages and expect to accomplish the goal of keeping teenagers safe and keeping adults safe.
On to containers. What do you think containers along the border?
The containers are a symbol of trespass. I'll be the first to say they're an eyesore. But there's a message in there from our governor that's saying, hey, I want to protect our state. I want the President of the United States to engage with our state, our leadership. They need to work together. So what happens when they don't work together? We have containers in our county. So I commend Governor Ducey for doing something, not ignoring the problem, but doing something. People need to go back is what is the federal government, both leadership in Congress and our president and Secretary Mayorkas, what are they doing to fix it? Because right now it's not working. That's the question that needs to be asked, because we can't keep throwing money at a problem without A, figuring the root cause, and B, securing our border.
What would happen if they were removed?
It goes back to the way it is. I mean, you take them away and then you open up the border again. I'm all about border security. As President Reagan said, a country without a border is not a country. I stand 38 years in law enforcement. Another, was in the military with an honorable service there. I've served country and community my whole life. And to open up our borders just exposes the good people of this country. We got to do a better job. If anybody says we're doing the best we can and this is all we get, we're failing. We can put people on the moon and many other things we're doing. We can secure this border.
Would you like to see the president come down and visit the border?
Yes, because that's engagement. You got to engage. First of all, you got to acknowledge it, you got to recognize it, you got to engage in it, and then you got to act upon it. That's like any problem we have. If I as a sheriff was ignoring burglaries and people crimes and said, nah, I wouldn't be sheriff long. What's the difference? This is not about politics, folks, and this is the biggest thing I say. Take the politics out of it. Politics has infected policing and our minds in this country. Get the politics out of it. I took an oath not to police for politics, but to police for people and keep them safe.
What would you say to those people that are, all over the country say, it's not a big problem?
I've said this before, is understand the facts. Understand what the facts are. The non-political staff stats that are coming out of DHS, Department of Homeland Security, are alarming. When you have 5 million people over the last 22 months plus, that's 4 million that have breached our border, another 1 million plus gotaways, and then over 1,000 people have died on U.S. soil coming across our border, migrants illegally, and then die. We have a problem, whether it be public safety, national security, or humanitarian. Those are not numbers anybody wants to have around them. We have to fix that. And I tell people, get those stats, go talk to your local sheriffs, go talk to your congressmen, both state and federal, your mayors, and let's find good solutions, best practices in this country. And I know we can do it. We've been there before. But as long as we're divided, and we play the blame game, I call it, well, it's that person's fault. It's previous administration, previous Congress. That's never going to solve it. We have to be vision-forward thinkers, and I've said it here and I'll say it again, is if you're elected, quit worrying about being reelected just to say something. I say this because I believe in this country and I believe in my oath of office.